in this decision, in my opinion.
You want to do that again?
I said my opinion twice, didn't I?
In my opinion is this.
Morning. It is February the 2nd, and today N-Gage and I are going to the York Gaming Market. Really looking forward to it, but it is just... well, that clock's wrong. Right, it's 7:15 now. It's probably going to take me about half an hour to drive over to N-Gage's, and then N-Gage has very kindly agreed to drive from his place to Leeds. Sweet Tooth from Twisted Metal.
Right, we've arrived in Leeds, parked in the sunniest spot ever. We're a bit early.
Just a bit. We've got like the better part of an hour, I think, to get there.
No, 10:30, so we've got like 45 minutes.
Yeah, the better part of an hour.
No. Plan is...
what we're doing?
We go in, we buy the video games, we leave. N-Gage buys some Pokemon cards. It's better.
Now I look sexy.
Now he's ready.
Ooh, hello.
My main objective is to find manuals for the video games that just don't have manuals. I need a Skies of Arcadia manual for the Dreamcast. I need a Soul Reaver 2 manual, Silent Hill 3, Juiced, and Sanity's Requiem manual. So, fingers crossed. Then there's a slew of video games. I'm not going to list them all now.
All to be revealed. I'm after, just to clarify, anything Mew related in Pokemon cards, Charizard or Pikachu. I've mainly got a Mew collection going on right now. However, I haven't added to it for about 6 months. I'm looking for all the Tekkens. Tekken 2. In all seriousness, I'm going all the way up to Tekken 5. I think 6 is a bit too recent, but we'll see. And then the one that you're also looking for, which is I believe it was Nina Williams' story, Death by Degrees, which is on the PS2. And you also mentioned to me yesterday Street Fighter X Tekken.
Here we go.
There's a fun one for music facts. The Purple Ninja... music facts.
Solving daft puzzles about chef pieces.
Can we find N-Gage's car?
Definitely not Ford.
Either that or your car's been nicked, of course there is that.
Where you going if it's Ford?
Oh yes, sorry, I'm going down. Whoa, Jesus Christ! Supersonic race. No, so I said 3.
It's definitely 4. I remember seeing the number 4. Yeah.
Leeds Retro Game Market 2025 done.
I just want to put this out there that I budgeted £10 and I've easily times that by about what, 10?
Yeah.
Now, technically it's my mum's fault. So what happened was we walked out, I'd got some Pokemon cards, I was happy with my purchases, got some nice coasters, look, Pokemon coasters, which are pretty sick.
Very nice coasters.
Then we was having our lunch, to which I get a text message, found your DS. So I made a deal that if the DS came back for my girlfriend, I would get Nintendogs. So we went back in, got Nintendogs, but then I found Pokemon Blue Rescue Team, so I ended up buying that. And then on top of that, I also got Pokemon Sun, which is the one that I've never, ever played.
Hang on, my things come off me. I'm not wired for sound. I rather like the... Don't say it's fallen off again. It bloody has. It doesn't. Oh, I've got a protruding screw. But don't worry, I'm on cream for it. Resident Evil 4 wasn't just a game. It was a turning point for the series.
That was wordy. Who wrote this?
I take my night vision goggles and some tasty overalls.
What a game, Ed Boon. And it said boom.
And relax, ladles and jelly spoons. Welcome back to the vlog, ladles and jelly spoons. Congratulations, we made it through the year that was January. Is there anybody else out there that gets paid early in December? And like when you're younger, that's brilliant. Yeah, you get paid like before the end of the month, before Christmas. Yeah, awesome. When you get older, I'm not kidding, the last month of January, I have been living off beans. It's not been pleasant to be in this flat.
Nothing says bug lady like tea or blood.
Can I do that again?
Yes, please.
Alright, lad, we get it. Your list's rubbish, and probably none of the games you're going to talk about will ever appear in the most likely none of these games will feature in. So, ladles and jelly spoons, usually I do vlogs sort of a month prior. So you would imagine this vlog is going to be about January. Nothing interesting happened in January because it's a dire month, it's cold, everyone's had to go back to work, it's miserable. But at the beginning of February was the Leeds Gaming Market. And when they advertised it towards the end of last year, I thought to myself, do you know what? 2025 is going to be the year where I go to more events and I go out to more independent retro gaming stores. I need to push my boundaries further than just my local CEX and charity shops. So on Sunday, the 2nd of February, myself and N-Gage from N-Gage's Final Round. Please do go and check out N-Gage and his channel. He's absolutely fantastic. He's in a brilliant Green Day cover band called Basket Face. He enjoys fighting games and he's quite big on his Pokemon as well. Now, I said at the beginning of the vlog that I had a list of things that I was looking for, predominantly looking for games, also looking for some manuals, and also looking for some strategy guides. It's one of the things that I don't have many strategy guides, and actually it's one of those weird things from the late 90s, early 2000s that I actually weirdly miss, and I'd love to get a few more of them. Sadly, there weren't that many, or I didn't come across that many today at the Leeds Gaming Fair, so unfortunately didn't get any strategy guides. Okay, the event itself, as I say, I've not been to a retro gaming market before. In fact, I've not been to a retro gaming market type event probably since the 90s, and genuinely really impressed. It was a wonderful event. It was organized really well. There was plenty of space. There were lots of different sellers selling a variety of things. It wasn't just all retro video games. There was obviously some Pokemon card sellers there. A lot of the stalls obviously had both Pokemon cards and retro video games. There were some artists selling various artworks. There were some jewelers selling jewellery. There was a good variety of things to look at, is what I'm saying. By the way, if you do want to see what it was like coming from the perspective of someone looking for Pokemon cards, do go and check out N-Gage's channel, because he has, or indeed will be doing, a vlog looking at it from that point of view.
Right, I'm off on a Pokemon card hunt.
So what did I pick up then? Well, I picked up a fair bit. I said at the beginning of this vlog that I had a list of sorts. Some things I picked up were on the list, some things I just saw and I was like, yeah, f it, let's do it. Okay, we'll start off with the cartridge only N64 pickups. There was only 2 of them, Pilot Wings 64 and Duke Nukem 64. Both of these I don't have. Also, there was one stall that had N64 cart only in protective cases. I completely forgot to ask that person where he got his protective cases from, but I have found some on eBay and it is on my list of things to pick up this month, so get some protective cases for the Nintendo 64 cart only collection. Yeah, really happy with those. They are definitely, I think next week, or this week, maybe later, is going to be Nintendo 64 Retro Sunday evening. Okay, on to this eponymous list that I sort of went into the event in my head. I must try and see if I can pick up these games. The first one is the big box version of the original Destruction Derby, complete with manual. Manual is sealed. I'm pretty sure it's just a 1-disc game, but it came in a big box. Really, really lovely condition. So it should be no surprise that the follow-up game is Destruction Derby 2. I'm pretty sure this is the second game I ever played on my PlayStation. Now, I'll be completely honest, I would have liked to have had the Black Label version, but to be honest, I'm not usually that fussed about Platinum versions. There was also a copy of Destruction Derby 3, which is Destruction Derby Raw. I've never owned that game. It was a little bit more expensive than I was willing to pay for it, today at least. Okay, the next pickups were a little bit of an impulse buy, and actually I sort of have a little bit of buyer's remorse on this one. I think I should have waited to see if I could have picked these up on any other store in A, better condition, and B, this is very bad for me, 2 of them don't have manuals. I picked up a copy of Tekken 2, and Tekken 3. You'd think I'd own these, but I actually don't. I did definitely have Tekken 3 back in the day. I think it is one that I traded in when I was young and foolish. Tekken 1, the box is in rough condition, but it does have its manual, and I can probably sort of deal with the state of that one, so I'm not miserable about that. Tekken 2 has no manual, and Tekken 3, the box is in awful condition. I might see if I can fix it. I'm not sad for having them back in the collection, nor am I sad that actually all 3 of them are again platinum versions. I quite like the fact that they're all platinum. Next up, I went rogue. There was a stall I was looking at, and this first game stood out to me, and I thought, you know what, I don't own this game, and that is Spartan Total Warrior. This was Creative Assembly's attempt at doing an action. Is it a third-person action game? Yeah, third-person action game. They are known for doing strategy games, the Total War series of strategy games. If you haven't checked out Dugatorial on this channel with myself, Dickie from Richard York's Wargaming, where no war game remains unplayed, and Mr. B from Mr. B's Ukulele channel, please go and check that series out. Put a link in the description down below. It was a lot of fun filming. On the same store, I saw these 2 games, and they weren't highly priced. They were dead cheap. They are definitely the definition of shovelware. They came along quite late in the PlayStation 2's life cycle. In fact, I think the PlayStation 3 was out at the time these were released. I might have got that wrong. But they are Jerry Anderson's Thunderbirds and Jerry Anderson's Captain Scarlet. Again, they're complete shovelware. I don't expect them to be brilliant, but I love Jerry Anderson's work. I love Thunderbirds. I love Captain Scarlet, Stingray, Space Precinct, Space 1999. All of the stuff that he's ever done it's just so nostalgic for me and my childhood. I grew up watching these shows, and I know the games won't be any cop, but I think they were like £2 or £3 each. And I thought, you know what, it, I'll back to the list. I managed to pick up a new and much better copy than my own copy of Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem. My copy of this does not have the manual. This, I'm very happy to say, does indeed have the manual. And then on the same stall, I found Soul Reaver 2. Now, I appreciate this has just been re-released. However, my copy, again, does not have a manual. This copy, again, is also probably in better condition than my copy of it. So this one's the new one, and my old one will... there it is. There it is, just there. To be honest, there's not a lot in it. The new one needs a bit of cleanup. There's a lot of sticker residue on there. That is not a PlayStation 2 box, my old one. So yeah, the new copy all the way. Okay, the next 2 pickups. One was on the list, the other was not on the list. However, it is a game that I have looked at before, but never really seen at a decentish price. This game came in at a very reasonable price, and that is Galleon. Basically, it's Pirate Tomb Raider as far as I'm aware. Quite looking forward to giving this one a bit of a go. It looks like it could be squashbuckly and silly, and possibly a little bit culturally insensitive. Next up is a game that I was indeed looking for the manual for. However, my copy of the game itself is in pretty rough condition. I picked up, that was a fun noise, The Suffering on the Xbox. Now, this condition itself is a little bit rough. It is complete with manual, but my copy of The Suffering is awful. It's ripped. It's got like Knowsley Library Service sticker on it that I'm never going to be able to get off. It's got this sticker on it. The cover's ripped. And it's got no manual. Why the hell I genuinely paid £10 in CX for this? Why, I will never know. But that is definitely going back in the. I'm going to take the CX sticker off now in disgust. And then, ladles and jelly spoons. Well, I thought I was done.
And then I get the text. Find your DS. So I went back in, no problem. I made a deal with my girlfriend that if the DS was found, I'd look for Nintendogs. So I got Nintendogs. Cracking stuff. Problem is, they also had some Pokemon stuff, didn't they? So I got Pokemon Rescue Team Blue, and then I found one of the Pokemon games that I've never actually played, Pokemon Sun.
Now, I'm not going to lie, I could have spent a lot more money at this event if I'd wanted to. There were a lot of games I would have loved to have picked up. Whilst N-Gage was looking through one particular store's collection of cartridge-only Nintendo 3DS games, I was looking through their PlayStation 2 games, and I came across a game that it is on the list, but it's only on the list because of the Living La Vita Loca podcast. If you've never listened to these two guys talk about video games, do check out their Instagram and indeed the podcast itself. I'll put links in the description down below. They have recently completed Drive January, and one of the games they were talking about, I have a really daft memory of a friend of mine buying, I believe it's the Dreamcast version of this game. Ideally, I would have liked it on Dreamcast or the GameCube, but I found the PlayStation 2 version. It has been weirdly wrapped, and I don't think there's a manual in it, unfortunately. And that game is 18-wheeler American Pro Trucker. Right, let's find out together. I mean, I can't quibble too much. The guy at the store basically charged me £1 for it. Yeah, it's not got a manual in it. And there we have it, ladles and jelly spoons. That was mine and N-Gage's grand day out at Leeds Gaming Market. I do hope that you've enjoyed this little vlog. Sorry it's probably not as long or as drawn out as some of my other vlogs, or maybe you enjoy these shorter vlogs. Please do let me know in the comment section down below, because as I always say, you know, it's feedback from you guys that help me improve these videos and indeed improve these vlogs. But I do hope that you've enjoyed watching. If you did, be sure to click the old like button, and if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, please do sort that out by clicking the old subscribe button and clicking the bell so that you're always made aware of when we upload a video. Spoiler, it's Wednesdays and Fridays. I have been Kohigh Mathy. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon.